Today is August 23rd. Welcome to Big Book Daily. My name is Rob. I am an alcoholic. It is a thrill, honor, and joy to be here with you today as we journey through the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous and the 12 Steps and 12 Traditions. Today out of the Big Book, we're going to continue Chapter 3, more about alcoholism. We'll be reading the first half of page 43. Out of the 12 and 12, we're going to continue Step 6 by reading page 69. And we'll also be reading today's daily reflection and 24 hours a day. So with that, I hope you all are doing well today. We've once again been given a brand new set of 24 hours, and that is always a good thing. So let's go ahead and get to the good stuff. Alright, my friends, so out of yesterday's reading, we finally had our friend Fred come back to the group and say, he goes, yeah, you guys were right. Self-knowledge was not enough. It meant that I had to throw several lifelong conceptions out the window. But once he does that, his life changes. And he said yesterday, one of the last things he says is, my old manner of life was by no means a bad one, but I would not exchange its best moments for the worst I have now. I would not go back to it even if I could. So we are just going to read the next two paragraphs. Fred's story speaks for itself. We hope it strikes home to thousands like him. He had felt only the first nip of the ringer. Most alcoholics have to be pretty badly mangled before they really commence to solve their problems. Many doctors and psychiatrists agree with our conclusions. One of these men, staff member of a world-renowned hospital, recently made this statement to some of us. What you say about the general hopelessness of the average alcoholic's plight is, in my opinion, correct. As to two of you men, whose stories I have heard, there is no doubt in my mind that you are 100% hopeless, apart from divine help. Had you offered yourselves as patients at this hospital, I would not have taken you, if I had been able to avoid it. People like you are too heartbreaking. Though not a religious person, I have profound respect for the spiritual reproach in such cases as yours. For most cases, there is virtually no other solution. Up next, we're on Step 6 of the 12 and 12, which is, we're entirely ready to have God remove all these defects of character. And today we are going to complete the chapter. On page 68 and 69. Looking again at those defects, are we still unwilling to give up? We ought to erase the hard and fast lines that we have drawn. Perhaps we shall be obliged in some cases still to say, I cannot give this up yet. But we should not say to ourselves, this I will never give up. Let's dispose of what appears to be a hazardous open end that we have left. It is suggested that we ought to become entirely willing to aim toward perfection. We note that some delay, however, might be pardoned. That word, in the mind of a rationalizing alcoholic, could certainly be given a long-term meaning. He could say, oh, how very easy. Sure, I'll head toward perfection, but I'm certainly not going to hurry any. Maybe I can postpone dealing with some of my problems indefinitely. Of course, this won't do. Such a bluffing of oneself will have to go the way of many another pleasant rationalization. At the very least, we shall have to come to grips with some of our worst character defects and take action toward their removal as quickly as we can. The moment we say no, never, our minds close against the grace of God. Delay is dangerous, and rebellion may be fatal. This is the exact point in which we abandon our limited objectives and move toward God's will for us. Daily Reflection, August 23rd. Bringing the message home. Can we bring the same spirit of love and tolerance into our sometimes deranged family lives that we bring into our AA group? 12 Steps and 12 Traditions, pages 111 and 112. My family members suffer from the effects of my disease. Loving and accepting them as they are, just as I love and accept AA members, fosters a return of love, tolerance, and harmony to my life. Using common courtesy and respecting others' personal boundaries are necessary practices for all areas of my life. "24 hours a day, August 23rd. AA thought for the day. We who have accepted the AA principles have been faced with the necessity for a thorough personal house cleaning. We must face and be rid of the things in ourselves that have been blocking us. We therefore take a personal inventory. We take stock honestly. We search out the flaws in our makeup that caused our failure. Resentment is the number one offender. Life that includes deep resentment leads only to futility and unhappiness. If we are to live, we must be free of anger. Am I free of resentment and anger?" Meditation for the day. Keep in mind the goal that you're striving for, the good life that you're trying to attain. Do not let little things divert you from the path. Do not be overcome by the small trials and vexations of each day. Try to see the purpose and plan to which all is leading. If, when climbing a mountain, you keep your eyes on each stony or difficult place, how weary is your climb? But if you think of each step as leading to the summit of achievement from which a glorious landscape will open out before you, then your climb will be endurable and you will achieve your goal. Prayer for the day. I pray that I may realize that life without a goal is futile. I pray that I may find the good life worth striving for. All right, my friends, so that concludes today's reading. Great reading as always. Golly, it's hard to pick one to talk about. I really like kind of summarizing step 6, Of course, these are ideals, these steps, perfect ideals. And as the Big Book and the 12 and 12 said, the only one that necessarily we have to get 100% right is step 1, is admitting that surrender. But, going back to step 6, if we start putting things off, now I'll never get rid of that. We're closing our minds off, as the reading says, to the grace of God. We don't know what the victory over that might look like and how it can make our lives so much better. And then I love the daily reflections, how if we show love and tolerance for others, our family members as well as members of any fellowships, usually, not always, but usually that's reflected back at us. And it's not easy. Sometimes people can be very hard to love. But guess what? For me, when I was drinking, I could be pretty hard to love too. But what a powerful thing we can do if we can show love and acceptance to others that are hard to love, that might give us nothing in return. Somehow we receive peace. At least I have. I can't speak for everybody else, but I can speak from my experience. When I'm disrespected at my job and I don't respond in that impulsive, angry way, instead show love and grace, usually I feel better. I don't know why, but it seems to be true in my life. And then finally right here, August 23rd of the 24 hours a day, there's 2 ways to look at things. If I look for the negatives throughout the day, all the things that went wrong, I'll find them. But if I look for the positives, when I look for all the blessings that are in the day, when I carefully kind of examine everything that's going on in front of me, the fact that I woke up, my lungs are breathing oxygen, the fact that I'm sober this morning as I'm recording this bright and early at 3 a.m, the fact that my family is under the same roof with me and they're healthy and they're safe. I mean, already I have so many things that I can thank my higher power for. But my point is, if we start looking at the positives, we'll find them. It is a choice each and every day, whether or not we take things personally, and whether or not we want to be positive. Today I choose positivity, and I choose sobriety, and I hope that you will too. If we're given another set of 24 hours, my friends, I sincerely look forward to seeing you right back here tomorrow.